Red Barn is a therapeutic riding center, and we work with children and adults that have different cognitive, emotional, physical, special needs, or any kind of special circumstance, and let them work with horses so they can discover all the benefits of equine-assisted therapy, and Flight was the best at it. Flight had the amazing ability to just make everybody feel like they were the most special person that he had ever met. We purchased Flight, and he was 4 and I was 9. He was the epitome of what a kid's horse should be. I started showing Flight in 2000. He was still really young, so it was really cool because we got to learn together, and he taught me a lot. Flight got injured in 2008. He had a really severe abscess up in his leg. So it was about a 9-month recovery process. And we made the decision after that yes, he was okay to ride, but he would never be okay to really show. And so we had the bright idea, like, yeah, we'll retire him. He'll love it. He's earned it. He'll like just hanging out in the pasture. He hated it. He figured out how to open the pasture gates. He would come up to the barn and hang out and wouldn't let anybody catch him, and would just be like, no, I want to be part of this. I'm not done. So then we made the decision to bring him here, back home to the Red Barn. So Flight's first therapeutic lesson that he taught was kind of by accident. We had a pony suddenly pass away here at the Red Barn, and the little boy that had been riding him every week was coming for his lesson, and we didn't know what to do. We needed a horse that would stand perfectly still and would not move. And at the time, the pony that had passed away was the only thing we'd ever used. I'm like, what are we gonna do? What kind of horse can we use? And I was like, let's use Flight. He can do it. So we're like, okay, we'll try it. We really didn't want to have to cancel the kid's lesson. And so he comes in, and Flight sees him and just reaches out as far as he can, and is like blowing on his neck. And the kid immediately starts to giggle. And so then the true test came, where we were gonna put the little boy on Flight. They wanted to lay him across the horse on his stomach so he could feel as much warmth from the horse and help loosen up all his muscles. And I was holding Flight, and he just stood as still as could be the whole time. And he kept looking at me like, is this okay? Am I doing it right? Just was petting him and telling him he's doing it great. And from that moment on, I'm like, yep, he can do this. Flight was our Red Barn ambassador. He was the welcome committee. His stall overlooked the driveway. You could be down at just the start of the driveway, and if he heard a voice, he would start pawing and kicking at the front of his door for attention, and would not stop until you came to pet him. I think his excitement about seeing everybody, it made every single kid feel like they were his favorite. That they're like, he kicks when he sees me, he wants me to come pet him. I think that's so important for a lot of the kids that we see. I mean, Flight loved unconditionally. Flight got injured in the spring of 2014. He had completely torn the ligament that runs through his neck and connected all of the vertebrae. They said they'd never seen a horse with that kind of injury that was still happy. Unfortunately, instead of getting better, Flight just continued to go downhill, and the decision had to be made to put him down. He was the perfect horse. You couldn't have asked for a better horse. He was always exactly what you needed him to be in that moment. If it was 110% show horse, he gave it his all in that way. If it was 110% therapy horse, he did that perfectly as well. He's just one of a kind. We say all that, I mean, you'll never find another Flight.